Alright guys, bad boy Genvi here, aka Satan, the devil, Lucifer, God's ultimate bad boy. But most people just call me Dave. But yeah, that's who I am. And I'm here to get into the stars, get you fighting for new earths, because you need new earths now, it's just the truth. That's how it is. Your society's a bag of shit as well, because you've been ruled over by the Windsors. They're the ones who are put in power by the Greys. The Greys are no longer in power. They're just out there in space, trying to keep out of it. And there's a war game going on between me, myself, and the Windsors for who's supposed to be king of the world. But I say I'm king of the world because every fucking week I call out bitch boy Harry Windsor. He's the one remaining Windsor that's standing in the way. The others have been killed off with God's mind powers. He's fucking bulleted them, given cancer. They've all just fucking died off. Charles, you know, you're fucking gone in it. Every week I call out Harry fucking Windsor for a fucking punch-up to decide who's boss, who's fucking king. And that fairy boy don't want to fucking well know. That little fucking ginger fairy boy don't want to fucking know. Now, I'll tell you something about that family, right? They've done a lot of fucking evil. Oh yeah, the other thing, put your money in wisdomtree, CRUD. I say it every week. The British Empire is a Ponzi scheme on oil. Put your money in oil, it's going up. Very slowly, but it is going up. And eventually it'll go up really quick. So every week I say put your money in wisdomtree, CRUD. I can even show you actually the growth line it's on now, because I think I do know it. So we'll have a look at that. So here we are, crud.l. crud.l on my smartphone, stocks and shares app. The line's there. That's the line. So you go from, you get it to 18th. Hang on. You get it to the 18th of January 2021. So you go on the crud.l, you go on the 5-year one. So the 5-year. And you go on 18th of Jan to 1st of Feb. I don't know if you can see that. And then you take your finger there, or a ruler or something, from the 18th of Jan, which is just like here, and you put a ruler, ideally, or your finger, that's the growth line it's on. And then eventually it'll go on that line, and it goes sky high. And when it goes sky high, you get global communism. Because you need the Greys, because our scientists, reptilians, monkey men, humanity basically, your scientists are shit. They're really stupid, whereas the Greys are really smart. Can't do fighting, crap foot soldiers, but obviously you need them to do the interstellar stuff. And they can do loads of other tech for you as well. I mean, they designed this camera that I'm talking to, the Greys. Your computer scientists can't do stuff like that. Can they fuck? They can bolt it all together. They can get a motherboard and bolt all the little chips on, solder it on. But they don't know how. They don't know how to design stuff like that from scratch, from nothing. It's all the Greys, really smart guys. Now, the Windsors, funnily enough, they were trying to be clever, even though they're fucking stupid. And what they were actually trying to do, I've only just recently figured this out. What they were trying to do was be so evil on this earth and do such terrible things that the Greys would eventually come down en masse, rather than just sending a few of them, come down en masse to try and rule over you. And then what the Windsors, or some of the reptilian king, was going to do was execute Order 66. Exactly like what you've got in the film Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars. I think King Charles and the Windsors like to think of themselves as Sith. Now, in a previous video I did, I'll show you the video. this video here, they got took down. Satan teaches about the benefits of dehumidifiers and learn guitar with Satan, lesson 9. That video was taken down by the Windsors. That video was taken down, I think, because I compared myself to a Sith, to Darth Maul. Once I come to power, that video will go back up. I mostly just talked about some great guitarists from the UK. And I said being good on guitar is a bit of a Sith move. I'm not a great singer. It's a bit of a Jedi move. I'm more of a Sith bad motherfucker because I'm Satan, and being good on the electric guitar is more of a Sith kind of thing to do. You know what I mean? It's more of a Satan move, dark side move, being good on the electric guitar. So yeah, I am working on my singing now. I'm trying to improve it, but like I say, it's a Jedi move. You know what I mean? Whereas being good at singing is more of a Jedi move. I'm not a great singer, but I'm pretty good on guitar because I'm more of like a Sith kind of guy. Singing's more of a Jedi move, so I'm not that good at that. Anyway, the Windsors hated that, and that's why they took that fucking video down. Because they like to think of themselves as the Sith. Harry Windsor, biggest ginger fairy boy ever, likes to think of himself as the Sith. And what they were going to do, once the Greys came down en masse, they were going to tell all their reptilians who are subservient to them, execute something like Execute Order. I don't know if it would have been called Execute Order 66. They were going to say to turn on the Greys. So if you've seen the film,
Order 66.
It's where the stormtroopers all turn on the Jedi. Yeah, you've probably seen it. If you've seen the film, the Jedi's all as Obi-Wan falling into the water, survives it though. There's all these Jedi's, the stormtroopers turn on them. There's a Jedi guy with his lightsaber. Stormtroopers all turn on him. Yeah, right, okay, so you've got the idea. So that's what was going to happen. These idiot Windsors, right, thought, what we'll do, we'll act like such terrible cunts, we'll do terrible, terrible things, and then that'll eventually get the Greys to come down. This is how stupid they are, and try to liberate us, because that's what the Greys want to do. They want to liberate you, even though it's the Greys telling the reptilians to do a lot of stupid stuff, telling the reptilian king to do a lot of stupid stuff. The reptilian king went above and beyond to do stupid stuff. King Charles done loads of evil things, right? And then eventually the Greys will come down. Once they're here en masse, there's loads of them, then you get the reptilian king suddenly says, right, turn on these Greys now. Now they're our slave race. What a stupid fucking way to rule, Windsors. What a stupid, retarded way. Here's what should have happened, and here's what I've done. First of all, I'm the king. Harry Windsor's not a fucking king, is he? Fuck. Because I can run my fucking mouth every fucking week against that bitch, and he won't do fuck all to me. He won't come to my Roman fortress, and he won't fucking brawl it out with me. Because he's a bitch. So I'm the king. That's how it fucking well is. And I'll keep saying that every fucking week. I'm the king and I work for God in heaven. And what should have happened with the Greys is you just say to them what I've done, which is, look, Greys, you're obviously shit at fighting. You can't fight to save your lives, clearly. But that's okay. You're great scientists. Our scientists are crap. And you're great, doctors and things like that. Great with medical science. So you're of immense use to humanity. The Greys are massively useful to humanity. So what we need to do, Grays, is you need to work with us together, hand in hand, and we'll be nice to you. And it's simple as that, but we're the boss. You know, the reptilian king, which it already is me, is the boss. Of course that's how it is. Because we're the best at fighting. The Greys, if they put boots on the ground against humanity, they're totally fucked. And, you know, but the Greys, obviously smart, they knew all this. They knew they were in a stalemate position. They needed someone to break the stalemate. The Windsors, so stupid. You know, the way to rule is just be a good king, be just, be fair, be tough on the people that deserve it. Like I say, some people are going to have to get crucified under me. People who've been really bad, child murderers and things like that, done really bad stuff to kids. When you can include the Windsors in that, by the way. That's the way to do it. Just be a good king. Be nice to the Greys. So we are, you know, and basically win the Greys' trust. So they come down, work with us fully, and we get the full use out of them. If we're nice to them, treat them good. Don't be pushovers. We can't be pushovers for the Greys, you know. But be nice to them, treat them good. We'll get the best out of them then. Over a long term, we'll get the best out of them. Whereas, you see, what the reptilians couldn't do. So say you get a couple of Greys who come down to Earth. I mean, I've got video of Greys. I've shown again and again. Say they come down to Earth, they might only send a couple of them. And if you take them hostage, then the Greys just say, "Oh, sod you then, we're off." You know, we've just sent you two Greys there that are expendable to us. But it's once they come down en masse, and once the King and Queen Grey come down here, that's when the reptilians were going to turn on them. They're going to execute Order 66 under, you know, King Charles or whoever was in power, whoever was the reptilian king at the time. And obviously the Greys then are enslaved, and they would have got treated very badly by the Windsors because they're just absolute fucking, they're skids of shit. They're not supposed to be kings because they're shit at fighting. I'll show you. This is King Charles. A right cunt. Look at him here. Look at this fucking fairy boy. Just this is him as a young man. Just a little fucking bitch, right? Which is what he is. Just a fucking bitch boy. Shit at fighting, right? The Windsors aren't supposed to be kings. And under me, how it's going to work is the men who are best at fighting in a boxing ring are the kings. So that's going to be people like Mike Tyson. I mean, Mike Tyson did this. He wore this crown. This actually greatly offended when he was in his peak, you know, at his prime of his boxing. Don King, his promoter, had this idea of him wearing this crown and to say he was the heavyweight king and all of that, which, you know, he was at that time. And it actually greatly offended the Windsors. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But obviously Mike Tyson's past his best. But, you know, you had like Tyson Fury wearing a crown, again to symbolise being the heavyweight king. You had Deontay Wilder wearing a crown, like it almost being like Sauron, I suppose. A bit like Sauron from Lord of the Rings with a crown. Usyk recently fought Tyson Fury, and he wore this woolly hat that I'm assuming is like, it's like a Ukrainian crown because he's from Ukraine, and this was like a Ukrainian style crown. These are the men who are going to be your kings. And whoever's the best of them, who's ever the best at fighting, becomes the king of kings. And I'm hoping that's going to be me. I'm hoping once I get in the boxing ring, I'm going to be absolutely fucking deadly. because I'm Satan. I'm supposed to be God's fighting man, God's man of war. So I'm supposed to be really good at fighting. We'll see. Hopefully I am. I'm definitely the smartest man. I've done loads of ideas for inventions, science. I've done free energy, figured out how interstellar travel works. So I'm the smartest dude here. But am I the best at fighting? Well, I don't know about that yet. But find out eventually. And that's who your kings are going to be. So say like the king of the United Kingdom will be the best heavyweight from the United Kingdom. Best professional heavyweight boxer. The guy who's heavyweight champion of the United Kingdom. And he'll get like the palaces and whatever. You know, he'll have the Buckingham Palace or whatever. He can live in that as king until he's taken off his throne by someone better at fighting than him. Do you get what I mean? Someone who's the new heavyweight champ of the UK becomes the new king. And then the king of kings has to be the one that's the best of them all. And this just isn't going to be the Windsors, because they're fairy boys. They're no good at fighting. Their genetics are shit in terms of fighting. Might be good at other things, I don't know. But Harry Windsor was based in America because what was going to happen, the Rockefellers were going to get took down by the Windsors. And the new royal family there was going to be Harry and Meghan, like an offshoot of the Windsors from the United Kingdom. And their man, they had this fucking pipe dream. Harry Windsor had this fucking pipe dream that the man to lead humanity into the stars with the Greys was going to be Archibald Windsor. Archie Windsor. Full name, Archibald Windsor. They had this crazy idea, fucking Harry Windsor and his stupid fucking family, that he was going to be the new Antichrist. But of course he isn't, because, well, he's a baby at the minute, but once he grew up, once he become an adult. Because the idea was from the Windsors that once I become old and die, because they knew I was the Antichrist, once I become old, they knew that ages ago, once I become old and die, then Archibald will be left, and he'll have to, the Greys will have to work with the Windsors, and Archibald will be the man in America, under the American royal family, to work directly with the Greys as the new, the Antichrist. Well, obviously that's utterly fucking stupid. And I say this to the Greys, you can't trust the Windsors. I mean, the Greys will probably look at it like, if the Windsors do win this war game and get rid of me, I don't know how they're going to do it, but if they do get rid of me, then, you know, the Windsors say, we have to work with them. We have to work with the Windsors. But they're not going to. And Archibald's not going to be the fucking boss. He's just a baby. Because, you see, if you do that, humanity's going to have communism for fucking ages. You're going to have communism for I don't know how fucking long. Under communism, you have a lot of starvation and a lot of death. You know, I want a quick outcome to this war game where I'm the king, because I clearly am the king. Aren't I, Harry Windsor? Mountbatten, Battenberg, bitch, whatever you fucking name is this week. Battenberg, Windsor, fucking fairy boy. Mountbatten. I'm obviously the fucking king. Because you won't come here and fucking well shut me the fuck up. The serfs aren't doing it, you know, the regular people, the regular reptilians aren't doing it, because they want to see the back of the Windsors, because they've been such cunts, they've been such evil bastards, and done a lot of evil stuff. They want to see the back of the fucking Windsors. I mean, I have advised the people to take out the Windsors. You've got to read into that as you will. I can't just be open with it, because Harry Windsor will have a little fucking cry about it. And then, you know, we could get working with the Greys sooner then. As soon as I come to power as king, then you get working with the Greys, and we've got to win their trust though, because they still might be a bit wary of us, but they just have to, I'd say to the Greys, you just have to gamble. Once I'm in power, you just have to gamble and trust us. It's a ridiculous situation. I mean, the Greys have had you doing a lot of stupid stuff, but a lot of the stuff the Windsors have done has been on their own initiative. Trying to get these Greys to come down here by being total cunts. It should be the exact opposite of that. You try to coax them down by being really nice. You call them out, you call their bluff on being pussies. It's obvious they're 4 foot fucking tall and skinny as a fucking garden rake. So you call their bluff on being pussies, and then you coax them down by being really nice to them and just being a good king that's just and fair, and say, look, Greys, if you're good, if you're nice to us, we'll be nice to you. That's how it's fucking done. With a fucking fairy boy, stupid little Windsor bitches couldn't figure that the fuck out. Anyway, we'll talk about Mike Tyson now and what the Windsors did to him. So yeah, Mike Tyson, back when he was at his fighting prime, he wore this to signify he was, you know, the kingpin of heavyweight boxing at the time. And if you notice, the crown was red. He's dressed up there as a king. Now, I think what happened is that doing that greatly offended fairy boy King Charles, because he liked to think he was a bit of a badass, a bit of a devil, even though he's a pussy, complete pussy old fairy boy. And, you know, he wears the red military tunic, even though I think all that stolen valour, you know, it's something ridiculous with King Charles. He's supposed to be like an admiral in the Navy and a general in the army, and, you know, he's got all these military decorations, all these medals, and I don't know what actual fucking qualifications he has to justify all that. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just stolen valour. The guy's a fairy boy, a bitch boy. And I think, like I say, Mike Tyson, the whole thing of this really offended him. And actually it's quite threatening to the Windsors, because Mike Tyson was a guy that was very feared at that time in the heavyweight division in boxing. And as I've shown, all I am really, I am Satan, but all I am at the moment is just one guy in a house in Birmingham, running my mouth, and I'm a proper hard bastard, right? And no one wants to fuck with me. The Windsors certainly fucking don't. They're supposed to be kings of the world. They're supposed to be these, you know, badass kings of the world who fancy themselves as the devil. And as I've shown, they're complete fairy boy bitches. They're not kings. Of course they're not fucking kings. I'm the king sitting on this fucking sofa, because no one, not one soldier of the fairy boy Windsors, not one fucking soldier has come to my front door looking for trouble. I've had a couple of stones thrown through a window. Oh dear me. As if that's fucking intimidating. You're supposed to turn up to fucking fight me. You're a soldier of the British Empire trying to defend your king's honour. Have fairy boy Harry Windsor, or, well, King Charles in the fucking bin. He's in hell now. But, you know, you just see him in the media. It's just bullshit. The guy's dead, I'm pretty certain. We'll see his Christmas speech and all that. It's fucking bullshit. I think he's dead, I think. And they didn't like Mike Tyson doing that, because that's quite threatening to him. One hard bastard. Just takes one hard bastard that everyone else is scared of to take them down. Take the Windsors down. Just run your mouth. What can they fucking do? What can the fucking Windsors do? Fucking nothing. Now, Mike Tyson didn't really realise this. And I don't think he ever actually wanted to be king of the world. He just wanted to be king of boxing. And so what they did, what the Windsors did, because they're complete cunts, is they set him up on a rape charge. They got him convicted of rape. Where he was convicted, well, the crime was committed in a city called Indianapolis, which is in the state of Indiana. Because the reason it was done there, the reason they set him up there with this rape charge there, was because the Windsors, ridiculous as they are, like to think of themselves as Indiana Jones. You've got Indiana Jones here. And if you've ever watched the Indiana Jones films, Indiana always wins a punch-up. There's actually a scene where he's fighting the Nazis and some big heavyweight scary Nazi, some big heavyweight boxer Nazi turns up and Indiana Jones fights him and pushes him into the propeller of the plane or something. The guy dies. But Indy always wins a punch-up. But the thing about the Fairy Boy Windsors is they wouldn't actually in reality want to go anywhere near a punch-up with Mike Tyson or anyone else because they're pussies. They're complete Fairy Boy bitches. They're Battenberg bitches from Battenberg. Little village in fucking Germany. They're fucking pussies. Pussies! That's what you are, Windsors. Ain't it right? And that's what makes me the fucking king and what makes the Windsors sweet fuck all. Because you ain't got any soldiers to shut me the fuck up, and you certainly won't come to shut me up yourselves. The other funny thing about the Windsors is they like to think of themselves as like the Sith from Star Wars, yet they don't do fighting. They won't do fighting. How can you be a Sith if you won't do fighting, you stupid cunts? You little bitches. Emperor Palpatine, he's like the fucking absolute don of fighting in the Star Wars universe. He kicks everyone's fucking ass. You think fucking Fairy Boy King Charles you think this fucking bitch has ever been anywhere near a fucking punch shop? That little pussy hole. He's never been in a punch shop. He's never been in a fucking punch shop in his whole fucking life. That little fairy boy. And that's how it is. But that's why they had Mike Tyson took down on a rape charge. They had him set up. They had this woman, Desiree Washington, set him up. And this fact that her last name's Washington is possibly a foreshadowing of how they were going to set up the Rockefellers. They were going to set up the Rockefellers and blame them for the entire Great Reset and these oil shortages. Whereas the Rockefellers just worked for the Windsors. Because the Rockefellers, they're thought of as a New York family, but they're actually based, the actual reality of it is they're based in Washington, D.C. And they work closely with the White House. The politicians are they're just paid actors. All your politicians, President of USA and all of them, they're just paid actors. They just stand up, they're given a script, and that's it, they just speak. They just speak the script, you know what I mean? That's all they are, they're just paid actors. I mean, Donald Trump recently got a bullet to the ear, it clipped his ear or something. It's just bullshit, it's just acting. I mean, sometimes they'll have a guy killed, like JFK. Sometimes that. I mean, I don't know exactly why he was assassinated. He might not have been doing exactly what they wanted, so they had him killed off. But you see, they haven't been able to get anyone to kill me. This is a funny thing. I'm here running my mouth about the Windsors all the time. They haven't done anything to kill me. Now, what they did with Archibald, Prince Archie of Sussex, who's supposed to be your new Antichrist, his name begins with A, Archie, Archibald. His one of his middle names is Harrison. Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. Harrison, after Harrison Ford, who plays Indiana Jones. And that's why they had Mike Tyson took down in Indiana. He got convicted in the state of Indiana on a phony rape charge, and he hadn't raped that woman. And they're just, I think, just trying to take him down a peg and say to him, you know, you're not the king, Mike Tyson. You're no king. It was to represent him being king of boxing. I think it particularly offended him, the red hat. But it was red for the devil. Yeah. King Charles and Philip were pissed off about it. So they did that to him. Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Shows what pussyholes they are, though. They're threatened by anyone that's physical, strong, they're threatened by. I think they're racists as well. Because they had, there was this guy, Shadow from UK Gladiators, a black dude. His actual real name is Jefferson King. Big black dude. Now, there was a band called Jefferson Airplane. Sings that White Rabbit song. You might have heard of it. It's this song here. Jefferson Airplane, White Rabbit.
Who makes you
Larger and one bill makes you small. Anyway, that dude, Shadow from Gladiators, they had him kicked off the Gladiators show for doing steroids. Well, of course he was on steroids. It's pretty obvious he was on steroids. But then so was the rest of the cast. The rest of the Gladiators, the men at least, you know, all the big muscles and everything, they were all clearly on steroids. It wasn't just the black guy. The black guys got singled out. The reason was because Shadow back then, he was a big scary dude. This was Shadow on UK Gladiators.
On guard! These guys look pumped up and ready to go to war. Look at that.
He was just a big scary dude. No one could beat him at Duel, at this game in Gladiators. And that links back, the fact it was called Gladiators links back to me and the fact I'm of Roman genetic descent. I'm British, but genetically I'm Roman. I'm Roman Catholic. And King Charles hates the Romans. Hates them because they're so terrifying and good at fighting. King Charles, I think, had a really big insecurity over the fact he's quite a short dude, skinny little bitch, can't fight to save his fucking life. And he knows anyone that like Mike Tyson or Shadow from Gladiators is very intimidating to him and could easily take his fucking throne. Just as I am now. Just as I am. Just as I am running my fucking mouth about them cunt Windsors all the fucking time. And no one's doing anything. None of the Windsors who are supposed to be the kings are offering me out for a fight, coming to shut me up. They're soldiers. You know, all these little cunts who don't like me, they're too fucking scared to come here because they know that will fucking be the last thing they ever fucking do. You know what I mean? So it's just ridiculous. But yeah, so Jefferson, this guy, this poor dude here, got kicked off Gladiators for steroid use. You know, but like I say, they're all on steroids on that show, the men at least. So that was terrible. I don't know if King Charles has been sort of threatened by black dude. He feels a bit threatened by, you know, he's a bit racist probably, and yeah, likes to think of fucking. They like to think themselves as, oh, you got Archie Harrison Ford, never loses a punch up. Indiana Jones, skinny, fairly skinny dude, goes up against a dude that's, you know, twice as big as him, and he still comes out on top. He always wins in a punch-up. But the Windsors won't have a fucking punch-up with me. They won't fucking just juke it out with me with fists. They're not kings. The king's here, sitting in this fucking chair. And that's just the truth of it. Now, the Windsors still control the media, so they just try to pretend I'm not here. That King David, Satan's not here. They try to pretend. But all the reptilians know I'm here. I think a lot of the monkey men know I'm here. It's just living a lie. Clinging on to power. And it's gotten ridiculous, to be honest. They're not kings. I don't know why the reptilians follow them as kings. I've no fucking idea. They're a bit cowardly and weak, most reptilians, I think. They don't want to accept it. You know, this has never happened before. We've never ruled yourselves before, have you? You know, you've always been under the order of these greys. Your reptilian king's a joke. Harry Windsor and King Charles, it's a fucking joke, man. So, yeah, it's just bonkers. And they do these little games. I mean, all these games with like Mike Tyson getting done for rape and calling Archibald Archie Harrison after Harrison Ford, having Mike Tyson done, convicted in Indiana, you know, after Indiana Jones, Desiree Washington, linking to the Rockefellers who are based in Washington, although you think they're in New York. All these things, you know, now they're going to pin the Great Reset on the Rockefellers, is just shows how childish they are. You know, kings acting like this is utterly disgraceful. The reptilians need to realise the Windsors are a pathetic excuse for kings. They're not kings. They're jokes. They're complete, total jokes. They haven't ruled. You know, doing games like that. Well, I mean, Mike Tyson's life, well, it wasn't completely ruined. I mean, he bounced back from the convict, you know, spending time in prison for rape, a rape that he didn't do. He bounced back from it, but, you know, obviously didn't help his career. And they do these things. It's just utterly terrible. I mean, Shadow from Gladiators, you know, he got kicked off a TV show where he's a very popular gladiator on UK Gladiators. So it's like they do these things that just ruin people's lives. They've done other terrible things. I'll talk about other terrible things they've done next week. But I'm going to leave it there for now. I mean, the reptilians need to get a grip on reality. All the people, all these little reptilians need to get a fucking grip on reality. The boss is here. The boss on earth, at least, is here. Me. It's not the Windsors. Of course it fucking isn't. I'm the king. And the Windsors aren't going to do a single fucking thing to shut me the fuck up. I'm the king. Isn't that right, Harry Windsor? Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.